Well, hello everyone, and welcome. In our last episode, we continued our journey as we departed from New Hampshire and headed east to the Pine Tree State, otherwise known as Vacation Land. With a brief stop to revisit my childhood vacation spot at one of Maine's largest lakes, Sebago, in this episode, we continue northeast 195 miles to the northernmost point of our fall 2021 leg of Jane and Steve's Golden Anniversary Adventure, Acadia National Park. From Florida to Alaska, from the East Coast to the West Coast. Join Steve and Jane celebrating their 50th anniversary as they explore America in the cool Nana Coach, their 27-foot Thor Freedom Elite motorhome, as they visit the many points of interest in our beautiful country on their Golden Anniversary Adventure. Well, as you can see, once again, it's been raining. After a 90-minute drive from Glen, New Hampshire, we stopped for a brief visit at Sebago Lake in our last episode. Now, we leave Sebago, driving through North Windham and West Gray, and enter the Maine Turnpike, Interstate 95, at exit 53. We drive north 46 miles to the very last exit of the turnpike, Augusta. The toll is $14.05, but with our Easy Pass, it's only $7.90. And lo and behold, the rain has stopped. Yay! We continue on I-95 for another 75 miles and exit at Interstate 395 East, just outside of Bangor, Maine. We continue south on I-395 for 27 miles to East Route 1A toward Ellsworth, where we stop at a Walmart Supercenter and stock up on supplies for the upcoming week. It's 14 miles along Bar Harbor Road to our reserve campsite at Hadley's Point Campground on Mount Desert Island.
Turn left on
Acadia
Hadley
National
Point Road.
Park is a mere 7 miles away.
Welcome to Hadley Point.
Thank you, sir.
And how are you today?
We're doing good.
Good.
Good drive up.
From where?
Where'd we come from this time? Glen, New Hampshire.
Glen, New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
We're from Florida.
Not too
We're
bad.
working our
Yeah.
way around.
Yeah. So that was a pretty nice trip. You went through the mountains,
Yeah.
saw some colors.
Oh, yeah.
Colors are unbelievable.
Every
And-
day more and
And
more.
even Maine's
Yep.
doing well now.
Yeah. Yeah. Once it starts, it goes fast.
Does it?
Yeah, we can see the leaves some already falling some.
Oh, yeah.
But,
How long are you here for?
Here for 4 days?
Yeah.
4
Oh,
days.
good.
Name
This
is
your first
Cosgriff.
time?
Yes.
First time up here, yes.
It's really lots to do. Great place. What's the last name?
We receive a warm welcome from our camp host, who explains all the amenities offered by the campground, as well as tips for getting around the island and some of the many points of interest Mount Desert Island has to offer. Hadley's Point Campground is a beautiful, quiet, well-managed wooded campground on Mount Desert Island, located just above a public saltwater beach, Hadley's Point. It's only minutes away from Bar Harbor and Acadia National Park. It offers RV campsites with water and electric, as well as full hookups, tent sites, and cabins. It has a well-stocked camp store and a convenient coin-operated laundromat. They even have a telephone booth, along with a bus stop for the free Island Explorer bus. The Island Explorer bus features 8 bus routes linking hotels, inns, and campgrounds with destinations in Acadia National Park and neighboring village centers. The clean-powered vehicles offer Mount Desert Island visitors and residents free transportation to hiking trails, carriage roads, island beaches, and in-town shops and restaurants. Good morning. Traveling all the way from Florida, Bar Harbor is a far-reaching destination point, and I really had some, I guess you'd say, reservations about making such a long journey. I read their traveler's manual. It says, "Do you know what the smell of evergreens mixed with the salty ocean smells like? Have you ever been the first person to see the sunrise in the United States? Do you know what it feels like to see the Milky Way in all its glory, where it feels like you're close enough to reach out and touch the stars?" Well, I gotta tell you, it met all of these expectations and more. We are really hooked on Acadia National Park, Bar Harbor, and Mount Desert Island all in one package. Settled in 1763 as the town of Eden, Bar Harbor is home to fishermen, shipbuilders, artists, outdoor enthusiasts, and business people. As we strolled downtown, we were greeted with an abundance of restaurants, curio shops, art galleries, and artisan boutiques. As we enter Acadia National Park, we see the unparalleled beauty of Acadia National Park, a literal pastoral paradise existing in harmony with nature. Acadia consistently ranks among the most visited parks in the United States. During peak season, typically May through October, it can be a real challenge to experience some of the park's more popular attractions because of the tremendous crowds that visit the park. First set aside in 1916 as Sur de Mons National Monument, it became Lafayette National Park in 1919, and finally Acadia National Park in 1929. Early park amenities grew to include 33 miles of scenic motor roads, 158 miles of hiking trails, and 45 miles of historic carriage roads with 16 stone bridges. Acadia National Park protects the natural beauty of the highest rocky headlands along the U.S. Atlantic coastline. The park features an abundance of habitats with high biodiversity, clean air and water, and a rich cultural heritage. Interplaced with picturesque communities, Acadia preserves about 38,000 acres with another 12,500 acres of conservation easements. The park includes 65 miles of rugged coastline on Mount Desert Island, Isle aux Hautes, and Schuylkill Peninsula, as well as 17 other coastal islands. Spanning lakes, ponds, meadows, and mixed coniferous and deciduous forest, the landscape rises abruptly from sea level to 1,530 feet, with 8 mountains over 1,000 feet high. About 50 mammal and 300 bird species inhabit the area. Harbor seals and porpoise, lobster, sea stars, and other diverse fish and marine animals populate the surrounding waters. Frenchman Bay and other prominent names commemorate the region's rich French heritage. Acadia stems from the word Arcadia, a term used by Giovanni Verrazzano's expedition to describe the Atlantic coast in 1524. The name Mount Desert Island was given by French explorer Samuel Champlain during his 1604 visit. Cadillac Mountain honors Antoine de la Mothe Cadillac, a self-proclaimed French noble who received a large land grant, including all of Mount Desert Island, from King Louis in 1688. The French ultimately lost the struggle to control northeastern North America in the mid-1770s when the British troops defeated the French at Quebec. We see Beaver Pond on the right. We're going to pull over and take a look. The pond is one of 250 beaver ponds in Acadia. I'm told that bald eagles fish here, and river otters occasionally find their way here to play. Look at the trees. Can you spot the birch trees? They have white bark. Great material for building. We didn't see any beavers, but after all, they are nocturnal. But you can at least admire their homes. The beaver lodges are semi-aquatic structures. They're built out of fallen branches and mud, and the entrances are underwater. So most of the animals can't get inside. It's like a built-in security system. Within the lodge, there are separate chambers for eating and sleeping. A kitchen and a bedroom. Although beavers are primarily nocturnal, they do come out at dawn or dusk occasionally to make repairs to their lodge or dams or to collect food. Beaver dams help improve water quality downstream, which both humans and animals use. They reduce erosion, prevent flood damage, and create habitats for a wealth of other wildlife like fish, amphibians, and birds. Just a couple of miles further south from Beaver Pond brings us just past Schooner Head to an overlook which gives us a really great commanding view of the Maine shoreline. This pullout overlooks Bar Harbor's Frenchman Bay. That small island in the middle of the bay is home to Egg Rock Light. The lighthouse has foghorn warned ships that are approaching the coast. Egg Rock Light is unique in its architecture. Instead of a cylindrical shape, as on most lighthouses, it is modeled after a square residential home, with a square tower rising from the center. Living up to its reputation as one of America's most visited national parks, we found it almost impossible to get down to Sand Beach. The traffic was incredible. The line of cars waiting to get down the road to the beach wasn't worth waiting for. So we continued, and we went to a nice overlook at the base of Gore Mountain, and as you can see, Sand Beach is nestled right inside there. I'm pretty certain our friend Traveling Robert would call this a commanding view. Our next stop is Thunder Hole, but my goodness, look at all the cars parked on the side of the road. There's hundreds of people already there. Hope we can get in. Well, we've arrived at a place called Thunder Hole. Thunder Hole, you can experience the thunder of the sea against the rocky shores of Maine. But on calm days like today, you wonder what the fuss is all about. Well, apparently when the waves kick up a few notches, Thunder Hole, which is a small inlet naturally carved out of the rocks where the waves roll into, it seems that the rush of the waves arrive and air and water is forced out, just like a clap of distant thunder. It's said water can be spouted as high as 40 feet with a thunderous roar, hence the name Thunder Hole. We might just have to come back to Acadia one day and hopefully experience the roar of thunder at Thunder Hole. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and please hit the bell so you'll be notified of our future video releases. We leave Thunder Hole and continue on the Park Loop Road across Otter Cliff. We take a quick peek down, very rocky coast, around Otter Point and into the beautifully gorgeous Otter Creek, where we're going to stop and have a little bite to eat while we enjoy the pond on the opposite side and get our first viewpoint of some of the luxurious homes that adjoin the Blackwoods Campground at Hunter's Head. As we walk about Otter Cove and Creek, the beauty is just overwhelming. Every year, hundreds of families travel to Bar Harbor to vacation. In the early 1900s, one of these families happened to be the Rockefellers. Like millions of others, they were enamored by the serene beauty of Acadia. Take a look around. Almost everything you can see, from the land to the roads to the bridges, was commissioned or donated by John D. Rockefeller Jr. His father, the owner of Standard Oil, accumulated massive wealth as the demand for gasoline in the United States continued to increase at the turn of the 20th century. In 1908, Rockefeller and his family spent the summer here. They fell in love with the natural beauty here and decided to buy a cottage in Seal Harbor. It is here that Nelson Rockefeller, the future Vice President of the United States under Gerald Ford, was born. Over the years, Rockefeller brought in huge amounts of resources, infrastructure, and jobs into the area. Acadia National Park wouldn't be what it is today without his dedication to the island. Of course, every millionaire has his quirks, and Rockefeller's was horse-drawn carriages. His vision for the estate included a vast network of carriage roads to harken back to the good old days. Between 1920 and 1941, Rockefeller commissioned 57 miles of stone pathways. Even during the Great Depression, he regularly had over 300 workers under his employment. Rockefeller was personally invested in the project and often visited the construction sites to monitor the progress and even lay down some of the stones himself. After 1941, Rockefeller donated most of his land and roads to Acadia National Park. The National Park Service maintains the carriage roads today, so that visitors can enjoy a horse-drawn carriage ride just as Rockefeller and his family did. We're about to drive under one of Rockefeller's carriage bridges. The Day Mountain Bridge was completed in 1941, making it one of the last bridges to be constructed. The elegant rectangular stones echo the Art Deco architecture of the 1930s, and the bridge is constructed totally from locally sourced granite. It's not an unusual spot a horse-drawn carriage making its way on the bridge overhead. We're now making our way to our next stop, Jordan's Pond. A very picturesque place, we're told. However, it's late in the day, and I doubt we're going to get in there. The place is very, very well visited, and we may need to stop and come back tomorrow.